Lesson 14.3 will be discussing the pH scale. Firstly, what is the pH scale? Because the concentration of H ions in an aqueous solution is so small, we need a better way to represent the acidity. So we use the pH scale. It is a logarithmic scale on base 10, where the pH value is equal to the negative log of the concentration of H plus. This scale is logarithmic, meaning that for every 1 in the pH value, we multiply by 10 in the H plus concentration. For example, a solution that has a pH of 3 will have 10 times higher concentration of H plus than, let's say, something with a pH of 4. And the pH of 4 has 10 times higher concentration of H plus than that of something with pH of 5. As pH decreases, the concentration of H plus increases, meaning that smaller numbers on the pH scale are actually more acidic. Another scale that focuses on how basic or how acidic an acid is the pOH scale, which is basically the same as the pH scale, but it focuses more on the concentration of OH minus. It uses the same formula where pOH is equal to the negative log of the OH minus concentration, and all the rules that apply to the pH scale also apply to the pOH scale. We took in previous videos that the K value of water is always 10 to the power of negative 14. Using this, we can conclude that the sum of the pH value and the pOH value, which is the negative log of H plus and the negative log of OH minus, is always going to be equal to 14. Here we see that the neutral solutions will always have a pH of 7, acidic solutions will have a pH of less than 7, and basic solutions will have a pH of over 7. So we can conclude here that when the pH goes up, the concentration of H plus goes down, or vice versa. In this question, they ask us to calculate the pH value and the pOH value for each of the following solutions at 25 degrees Celsius. Here we are given the concentration of OH minus, and using the formula we got earlier, we know that the pOH is equal to negative log of the OH minus concentration. When we put this into our calculator, substituting OH for the value given here, we will get that the pOH value is equal to 3. We can also conclude from the formula we took earlier that pOH plus pH will always be equal to 14. So 3 plus pH is equal to 14, meaning that the pH value is equal to 11. In B, they also gave us the concentration of OH minus. So we use the same formula for pOH is equal to negative log OH minus concentration. And we will get that the pOH is equal to 1. And using the formula pOH plus pH is equal to 14, we can conclude that the pH is equal to 13. Okay, so in this exercise, they ask us to get the pH value for each of the following solutions. In A, we are given the H plus concentration, making our job easy. And by using the formula pH is equal to negative log of H plus, you'll find that the pH is equal to 4. But say, for example, we wanted to find the pOH as well. We could just subtract 4 from 14, and we would get that the pOH is 10. In B, we are given the OH value, so it is easier for us to find the pOH first. and then find the OH using that. So if we put POH equal negative log of 0.04 into our calculators, we will get POH is equal to 1.39, or simply 1.4 to round. But we got the POH value and we want the pH value in this question. So what we do is we subtract 1.4 from 14, and we will get that the pH value is equal to 12.6. Okay, so what we can do to solve these types of questions where it asks you to convert the pH into concentration of H plus is we can use either shift solve, where we say 5.85 is equal to negative log of x on our calculator, or we could simply just put 10 to the power of negative pH on our calculator. So using the second method, you just put 10 to the power of negative 5.85, and we find that the answer is 1.4 times 10 to the power of negative 6. We would also get the same answer for x if we just used shift solve.
That'll be it for lesson 14.3, the pH scale. If you have any questions or want to ask anything at all, you can ask it down below in the comment section or in the Discord server. If you want more tutorials like these, you can find them on the server, and yeah, enjoy them.